Hello friends, this is also one more example of Patzer opening, and this is also a game played on chesscube.com, 5-minute blitz game. So game started e4, e5 and queen h5. Patzer opening or the Parham attack. This time black decided to play d6, bishop c4 was played anyway by me. And again mate is threatened on f7, so black decided to defend the mate with queen e7. So now knight to c3 and knight to f6. Now queen is under attack, and so queen is positioned back on f3. So now black decided to play bishop to e6, and at this point as a white player I played knight to d5. Now the knight attacks the queens, and black has a choice of capturing the knight with either bishop or knight. So black decided to capture the knight with bishop, and the bishop was recaptured by pawn on e takes d5. So due to pawn, now black cannot develop the second knight on c6 and decides to develop it on d7. Due to my queen on f3, I also develop my knight on e2. Now this is the stage where black decides to play h5, starting a pawn storm from the king side, because he probably thought that I'm gonna castle on king side, and eventually I did, castling on king side, and he moved his pawn further to h4. I played therefore h3. As a black, his plans were clear. He castled to other side of the board, and this makes the game very interesting, because in an opposite castling game the game is very aggressive. And so I played a4, same strategy, and knight c5. So after knight c5 I played b4 as a second pawn in this pawn storm, and also attacking the knight sitting on c5. So he attacked my queen on f3. I checked the king, so his knight is under attack and king is checked, so he decided to put the knight back on d7. So I continued my pawn storm attack and played a5. He didn't bother and attacked the queen and played g6. So queen was placed on g5, and so he attacked the queen with bishop h6. Now this leaves only one choice for queen, and that is to capture the pawn on h4. So he opened up the rook line of attack on queen by capturing the pawn on d2 with bishop. So queen was then placed on g3. Anyway, black captured the bishop sitting on c1, and a rook on f1 captured the bishop, and then black continued his attack on queen by playing knight h5. This is not a good move, so this was a good time to move queen to other side of the board by playing b3, queen b3. So now that gives us a better chance to attack the king. So black played knight e5. This is a good move, attacking the bishop. Strategy is simple. I played a6 pawn, and he simply ignored that and captured the bishop on c4 with the knight. So I first captured the pawn and check to king. King decided to simply move and not capture the pawn, so kb8 was played, and thereafter queen captured c4. So that was very serious danger for black, and black decided to now capture the pawn by playing king takes b7. Now the black king is exposed very badly, and so queen a6 check was played, and black king had only two options, placing king on a8 or b8. So if a8 is played, then there's a checkmate on the next move by playing queen here. So he played king on b8. Now actually at this point of time I played knight to d4, but later on I understood that I should have played the pawn capture. Anyway, at this point, after knight d4, black decided to quit after assessing the situation, and so a better would have been to capture so after queen takes a7, king has only one option, and that is to move on c8. After queen to a8 check, king has only again one place to move, and that is to move on d7. So after this check, king cannot move here due to pawn, and there is only one place again to move back to c8, and after rook c8 check, it's checkmate and game is over. So I should have played that, but anyway, black quit the game after knight d4. So this is also an example game where this opening is successfully played. So I hope you found this video informative, and I like to thank you.